AI-enhanced software development. Earlier in this course, we explored how newer foundation models can create generative AI, enabling these systems to generate new images or original text. However, these advanced models offer more than just article summaries or poetry generation. They can also write software. A notable example is Microsoft's GitHub Copilot. Microsoft acquired GitHub, a leading open-source code repository, in 2018. Such repositories allow developers to host and share their code online, which is vital for open-source projects. Unlike proprietary software, open-source software can often be used freely by developers for their projects. Microsoft leveraged GPT-3, Generative Pre-trained Transformer version 3, a foundation model trained on vast amounts of hosted software, to power Copilot. With access to approximately 54 million repositories on GitHub, Copilot trained on hundreds of gigabytes of code. This technology, similar to OpenAI's ChatGPT, is tailored for software development rather than text summarization. Foundation models like GPT-3 are particularly suited for software development, as developers typically build upon existing practices or borrow ideas from other projects. Generative AI systems, with their extensive training on vast amounts of code, can produce software based on more experience than any individual developer could achieve in multiple lifetimes. To use GitHub Copilot, a developer simply inputs a prompt, such as, "Create a string to connect my database using Python 3. Copilot then generates a block of usable code, which may need some editing to fit specific project requirements. Despite its imperfections, Copilot can increase a developer's productivity by over 50%. Many developers now find themselves editing AI-generated code rather than writing from scratch, reflecting a shift in the skill set required for software development. LinkedIn researchers have noted that AI could impact up to 96% of software development skills, particularly in translating projects between programming languages. This shift will also influence Agile teams. Agile methodologies, especially Scrum, emphasize small, collaborative teams. In the future, Agile teams might be even smaller and more productive, possibly consisting of just one or two developers working closely together or directly with AI-enhanced repositories. Consequently, large software projects could be managed by fewer developers, significantly impacting the structure and size of development teams within organizations. Intelligent software repositories. Imagine the synergy of a proficient development team. Picture a group utilizing Scrum to embrace an Agile philosophy: 5 developers, a Scrum Master, and a product owner, all coordinating their efforts. They might use tools like Jira to track progress, leaving notes, sending emails, or texting through Slack to maintain seamless communication. The team collaborates closely, sharing knowledge and cross-training newer members. Each developer has unique insights into different aspects of the software, fostering a collaborative environment where tasks are tackled together. The product owner is consulted for business value questions, while the Scrum Master ensures the next steps are clear. This framework is built for bottom-up, self-managed, closely collaborative teams. Now, consider a shift in tools. Introducing an AI-enhanced repository like Microsoft Visual Studio or Kodi, which holds all the information about the product. New developers can directly query the repository about the product's structure. When facing an issue, they can ask the repository why their code isn't working. Previously, developers would have to seek answers via email or Slack, but now, the AI repository provides real-time answers. This can be particularly advantageous for distributed teams, where members work from different locations. Although Scrum traditionally discourages distributed teams due to collaboration challenges, many teams adopt this approach for cost and expertise benefits. Intelligent repositories address many of these collaboration hurdles, serving as a central knowledge hub. In essence, the AI repository becomes the smartest, most up-to-date team member. This transformation fundamentally alters the rhythm of a Scrum team. Instead of relying on close collaboration, each team member develops a direct relationship with the AI repository, reminiscent of the central AI in the original Alien movie, where each crew member queries the AI for specific information. I once worked on a Scrum team with developers in Romania who faced delays because they had to wait for their US counterparts to wake up and answer questions. An AI repository eliminates this waiting period, providing immediate answers regardless of time zones. This efficiency, however, makes the team dynamic less like traditional Scrum. With real-time information from the repository, the need for daily stand-up meetings diminishes, and the role of the Scrum Master becomes less critical. This new AI tool, along with the trend toward distributed teams, is poised to revolutionize established Agile practices. Self-generating user stories. For Agile teams, user stories are a fundamental aspect of the workflow. They serve as concise notes that capture the essential business value without delving too deeply into specific functionalities. Think of user stories as the steady rhythm section in a jazz band, setting the pace and structure for the team. These stories help identify, organize, estimate, and prioritize tasks. While the format of user stories is straightforward, detailing the user, their goal, and the value derived, crafting them can still be time-consuming. The Scrum product owner is instrumental in generating and managing these stories. Given their standardized format, large language models like ChatGPT can efficiently write user stories. Imagine you're on a team developing an educational video player. A prompt to ChatGPT, such as, "Can you create 5 Agile user stories for a system of educational videos with real-time transcripts?" would yield useful results. For instance, as a student, I want to watch educational videos with real-time transcripts to better understand the content. Follows the classic structure of user, goal, and value, complete with acceptance criteria like having an option to enable or disable real-time transcripts. ChatGPT can generate numerous user stories from a simple prompt, and it can also handle more detailed instructions or personas for customization. Looking ahead, AI might autonomously create user stories from meeting summaries or even transcriptions, integrating them into AI-driven repositories for automatic prioritization. This capability would significantly streamline the product owner's role, allowing them to focus on refining rather than drafting user stories. As these AI systems improve with feedback, they promise to revolutionize how Agile teams develop and manage their user stories, saving time and enhancing productivity. AI-powered estimation. In 2023, 2 Australian academics set out to explore whether AI could effectively estimate user stories. They leveraged a large language model, LLM, to generate story points for over 20,000 user stories. Anyone familiar with Agile methodology understands that this task would typically require years of human effort. The academics then compared these AI-generated estimates with those produced by Agile teams. Remarkably, they discovered that the AI's estimates were 34% to 57% more accurate. Additionally, 69% of Agile team members expressed a willingness to adopt AI for estimating user stories. Today, you can use systems like ChatGPT to create story point estimates. A simple prompt such as, "Can you estimate the user stories you just created using story points?" prompts the system to respond. Initially, it emphasizes that story point assignment is subjective and should involve the entire team during sprint planning. However, it proceeds to provide estimates and justifications for them. For example, it assigned a 3-point estimate to a user story about implementing real-time synchronization of a transcript with a video, explaining that this task, while involving both front-end and back-end development, is common in video platforms. Story point estimation is crucial for team collaboration, fostering a shared understanding of the work required. While the AI's estimates may not be perfect for every team, they offer a useful starting point and save significant time. The system's ability to estimate relatively aligns with the Agile principle of relative estimation, an area that often requires extensive human coaching. Using chat systems for Scrum story creation highlights their capability to overcome the blank page problem, making initial steps easier and more efficient. While the AI-generated stories might not always be groundbreaking, they serve as a valuable tool for teams, especially those familiar with the complexities of creating these estimates manually. Intelligent tools for administration. In 2019, the Gartner Group predicted that AI would take over about 80% of project management within a decade. Although Scrum differs from traditional project management, it still involves significant administrative tasks. Scrum teams engage in extensive communication, summarizing decisions and using tools like Atlassian, Jira, Trello, Microsoft Project, or even story cards for tracking. Additionally, they must manage logistics such as booking conference rooms on Zoom or scheduling Microsoft Teams meetings. Developers also handle administrative tasks like user story spikes, which are stories designed for research or follow-up questions. Many of these tasks can be automated with AI. Companies are already integrating AI tools into their products and services. Microsoft researchers found that 80% of people would use AI to summarize meetings and generate action items, and 77% would like AI to help plan their day. Agile teams in the AI era will benefit from these systems, with task management software tracking progress, summarizing online meetings, and recommending follow-up meetings. Advanced chat systems will perform online research and uncover new insights within the organization. For example, daily stand-up meetings in Scrum, which update everyone on work status, are ideal for AI automation. Smart repositories can inform team members about specific tasks and notify them of abandoned work. Developers might interact directly with the AI repository for updates. Similarly, during backlog refinement meetings, AI can draft initial user stories, provide estimates, and prioritize work. These systems won't drive agile product delivery but will significantly reduce administrative overhead. While some agile coaches may have reservations, most team members will likely welcome the relief from mundane tasks, allowing them more time to focus on engineering their software. This AI assistance will be akin to using Google Maps or Apple Maps for navigation, simplifying the process and reducing cognitive load. Just as people rely on navigation apps for convenience, agile teams might prefer AI systems for managing their work, following its direction even if it's not perfect, because it's easier and good enough for the team's needs. The impact on the team. The Scrum Master. If you're anything like me, you probably adopted generative AI in phases. Initially, it felt like this technology was advancing too rapidly. Then, you experimented with OpenAI's ChatGPT. Maybe you asked it to compose a poem or summarize an article. The efficiency with which it produced quality content was impressive. Personally, I inquired about agile coaching and requested summaries of various articles, and it struck me. This technology could potentially disrupt my job. As ChatGPT evolved from version 3 to 3.5, then 4, and beyond, my apprehension grew that certain job roles might eventually become obsolete. While that day might not be imminent, it's a possibility we have to consider. For those of us in agile environments, we're accustomed to working with rapidly evolving products. To thrive in this fast-paced world, embracing change and adapting our careers is essential. It reminds me of a scene from The Godfather Part 2, where Hyman Roth tells Michael Corleone, "This is the business we've chosen." If you're in agile work, this is the business you've chosen, too. This principle applies to all roles on your agile team, but the Scrum Master role may be the most susceptible to change. Despite the Scrum Master's prominence and the numerous certifications available, this role is largely focused on administration, coaching, and training, areas that are increasingly being integrated into AI-enhanced tools. While the Scrum Master role will likely persist for some time due to its reliance on soft skills, like communication, problem-solving, and fostering creativity, its administrative aspects may become less necessary, especially in smaller teams. As organizations seek to streamline, we might see a trend where fewer Scrum Masters are needed, potentially leading to reduced demand. However, this shift opens up new opportunities for those who proactively enhance their skill sets. Stay tuned, as exciting new prospects will emerge for those committed to evolving with Agile. The product owner. In 2023, the company behind ChatGPT released a study exploring how their large language model, LLM, might affect the job market. The study involved testing the LLM on approximately 19,000 tasks across 900 different roles. The findings revealed that the model could handle about 80% of these tasks. Notably, the LLM demonstrated higher efficiency in roles requiring advanced education, managing 74% of tasks for positions demanding a 4-year degree and 64% for roles needing a graduate degree. This suggests that generative AI is more likely to impact highly educated, experienced professionals rather than those in entry-level or lower-paid positions. In the same year, the UK's Department of Education conducted a parallel study, identifying jobs most susceptible to generative AI disruption, with management consultants and business analysts topping the list. If you're a product owner, this might be particularly relevant to you. While product owners and business analysts perform distinct roles, they share many similarities, such as customer interactions, product definition, and task management. As generative AI continues to evolve, it could significantly affect the product owner role as well. Currently, product owners do more than draft user stories, but the landscape is shifting. AI could potentially automate much of this work, leading to fewer long-term opportunities in this field. For instance, AI might handle the creation and prioritization of user stories, with product owners primarily focusing on refinement. In scenarios where AI can automate tasks, organizations may opt for a single product owner to oversee multiple teams, similar to practices seen in Scrum scaling frameworks. The integration of AI into software development could reduce the demand for product owners by automating many of their tasks, leading to a shift towards roles centered around data, vision, and creativity. Former product owners might find exciting new opportunities in research and data fields. This evolution will reshape the composition and dynamics of Scrum teams, emphasizing the need for adaptability and a focus on new skills. Virtual sprinting. Generative AI is reshaping not just the roles within your Scrum team but also the broader Scrum process itself. To grasp the potential impact, consider the pharmaceutical industry's approach to drug development. Originally, Scrum's principles were influenced by pharmaceutical practices, which involve extensive experimentation. Traditionally, pharmaceutical companies test numerous compounds in physical laboratories, a process requiring significant resources and time. However, advanced AI can now simulate these experiments in a virtual space. Imagine a scenario where hundreds of compounds undergo rapid virtual trials within a neural network, accelerating the discovery and refinement of promising drugs from years to mere months. This shift mirrors how Scrum teams might evolve with AI. Envision using a tool like Microsoft Copilot for software development, where AI generates increasingly complex code blocks from simple prompts. As this technology advances, AI could handle entire coding tasks, running numerous virtual sprints and iterations to optimize the software. This process resembles Marvel's Doctor Strange navigating through multiple realities to find the optimal path. With AI managing virtual experiments, Scrum teams could see a transformation where fewer developers can produce more sophisticated software. Ultimately, Scrum processes could become more efficient, driven by rapid feedback and experimentation in a virtual AI environment.
Yeah.